Ugh. Back. We're back. We're back. What was the point of that vision, I wonder? I guess we'll find out. First Conarium event and brief visit to the past. I am at a complete loss for words. Simple remarks are insufficient to express my feelings right now. Was it a premonition? Or a vision? How I should interpret all of this, I don't know exactly. Suddenly, I found myself drifting into a familiar room, a room that was long buried in my graveyard of memories, scribed on epitaphs of things long past. Now let's poke around this room. Dr. J. Barlow's note on the Diversia mix. Diversia, the legendary drink of the oldest myths. I heard about the elusive mixture decades ago when I was writing my thesis on Salvia divinorum, also known as the Sage of the Diviners, an entheogenic plant which mostly in religious or shamanic ceremonies, it's used mostly in religious or shamanic ceremonies. For centuries, no one could gather any information about it other than its legendary, mystical, psychoactive properties. In some sources, it was a drink of the gods, while in others, a key for opening gates to places that lie beyond the conventional human senses. The sole bridge to be passed in order to leave the bodily restrictions of the flesh. Most scholars would kill even for a hint about one of its lost ingredients. That's something I was on the lookout for throughout my career. A new formula is forming in my mind. I feel like there is a chance for me to produce, if not the original, then a variant of the legendary mixture, Diversia, with the new clues I have uncovered during my work here. Antarctica. Scientific historical timeline of the unoccupied continent. Oh, hello. That got crazy fast. Somewhat humanoid in form, these sculptures initially reminded us the terracotta army sculptures carved as a funerary art, buried with the first emperor of China to protect him in the afterlife. But judging by the writings on some of the bas-reliefs, now we believe that these wooden puppets or golems were used to carry out some tasks for their masters, just like the Egyptian Ushabtiu funerary figures, which are the servants of their owner in the hereafter. We saw the golems in several sizes, and it was terrifying to see the huge ones sitting in silence of the carved and polished rock stools as if waiting for a command. There are lots of gateways leading to dark and damp corridors that were mostly carved in ages past. Some of them were covered by strange ivy-like plants swaying back and forth despite there being no external force to move them. They seemed to come from levels below, creeping through crevices and rock walls to stop probable superstitious gossip amongst the crew. Dr. Barlow, our botany expert, personally started to examine them. The first submarine explorations revealed what was lying in the underwater caves. The most striking features were the structures with openings in them, like doors and windows. They made us wonder whether these caverns had been carved underwater, or if they had been submerged at a later date and thus had become redundant to those who had carved them. Place is dense with stuff to find that's entirely optional. It's almost like it's made by Arcane Studios or something. Zeisis? Pronunciation of the Zeises. That's it? Not gonna learn about pronunciation today, you're just gonna have to keep fumbling through everything I see. The bloom is strong in this one. Oh, the elevator. We need that to continue. Cool, found it. May I never be stuck again in such a dumb way of not noticing a basic thing on a table while noticing so many other things. The game's like, wow, secrets everywhere, and I missed the one thing that was mandatory. I like the suggestion that I took this entire thing off the wall and I'm now going to put it back. Oh, the back of it's like yellow? No, that was the light. Interesting effect of lighting there. Changes massively in color. I mean, they're all just maps of Antarctica over and over again, basically. I guess it's time to head out and try out the other elevator. We might be more or less done around here. So we had a note early on that was alluding to some kind of cat, and then we had the actual cat show up there. Fittingly. Those were not closed a second ago. Should I be concerned about that? Caution. Corrosive. I don't know why that was happening. Oh.
Right. I don't know if you can hear me, but I am trying to search it to the only way.
Hey! Hey, can you hear me? Damn it! Who was he?
What is up with that? It also strikes me as odd. We seem weirdly quiet compared to everyone else in a weird way. Every other sound and sound effect and even other voices are all significantly louder than mine was for some reason. Let's see. So my character doesn't know whose voice that was, apparently. Up or down? I'm at the base, there's a tower and cavern. Let's go to the tower first. Up just feels generally nicer than going down, frankly. So I'm just gonna go up first. Well, now I'm curious. Now I've got new locations. I've been stuck in these first, like, 2.5 locations for a while now. Hello. You know what I said about the tower seeming like the safer, less threatening bet? Funny how that works out, huh? Alright. Hello, Lovecraft Tower. Hello, H.R. Giger Tower. There's a lantern up here. Someone else has been here. I mean, there's an elevator going here. I guess that makes sense. Some sort of crank? I think we're freaking out again. Like the edge of my consciousness is just there it goes.
This is amazing. Most of the ground level structures have been crumbled and rounded from untold eons of savage storms, and thus weathered into shapeless ruins. However, both the ground level and the cavern systems below are clearly displayed in these bas-reliefs. The most striking features depicted in this grand panorama, I believe, are the tall, occasional towering spires, which somehow resemble a lighthouse. They all seem like focusing a light beam towards a colossal structure in the center. Could there be some sort of religious meaning behind this? Or simply something that has a more practical use? I'm not sure.
Nah. We're past that now. You can't seem to get past what's going on with those guys. What's this? That was Dr. Faust that time. We've got connected light sources, it looks like. There's obviously just a diagram of the witness. You can tell because of all the columnar jointing, and then the laser tower is going to a tower atop of a mountain. Yeah, this is just a fan art for Jonathan Blow's masterpiece, obviously, and nothing to do with Lovecraft at all. I'm really amused that the columnar jointing seems to have made its way into the diagram itself. There's always more. Other side doesn't have the light source thing connecting it. It's just a giant pyramid in the middle and a few other weird structures and something designed to ruin anyone who has trigger phobia. Oh yeah, a lot of those surfaces full of holes. Don't really understand that phobia. Some of the things that can be like that are conceptually terrifying, but the actual visual of just a prickly thing is not really a big deal. Oh, this could be one of those lighthouses we saw then. The light coming from above, then getting shot out there, or vice versa. Weirdly tentacly lantern pedestals, it looks like. But if I walk in front of the light...
So this is the strong light that can be seen from ground level.
I don't seem to be able to continue in that direction. All I can do is look at it for a bit. What a bizarre detail. Everything here is bizarre. What was in these crates that they thought was worth carrying all the way here, I wonder? That kind of detail usually means something. Alright. But I think that progression-wise, I think the main thing... Yeah, there's a lot of those holes. The main takeaway here, I believe, is the fact that we got a crank of some kind, which we probably used downstairs somewhere. And then we saw a little hint about Faust's whereabouts. They were studying the stuff. Yeah, can't go up again, so we're gonna have to go down now. I'm surprised it doesn't fade to black when it loads between these spots. When you go from the main floor to this floor I'm on right now, it fades to black before you can get there. But that transition's actually treated like one map. How about this one? Going down. Nope. There's the black. So this should be inside the cavern itself, if that... Assuming that that map indicates this exact elevator shaft, which it'd be weird if it didn't, because it's in this elevator shaft. Uh-oh. Welcome to Weird Pyramid Land. Great, crumbling noises. Just to make me feel extra sure that I'm gonna get stuck down here somehow. Hello, an axe and a pick. You bet your ass I'm taking that. I found a note about dangerous plants. Poisonous plants and the dangers of cutting them. There is some strange vegetation filling most of the hallways, as amazing as it is deadly. There is a hidden world right beneath the Upuaut base, and even though I was prepared to find such a place, it was way different than imagining alone. We tried to cut our way through, but the plant reacted with a highly poisonous gas seemingly coming from its glowing buds. I issued a warning to stop anyone going near any of these plants they came across in any of the caverns. I also noticed a strange phenomenon after I spent some time examining a sample from the plant. It occurred to me that individual vines grow and shrink in length on demand. It also seems as though it can move, even though there are no air currents, and this movement seems too regular to be caused by natural factors. This may sound strange, but I have the notion that it is conscious, at least on some level. What makes that unnatural, though? That could still be natural. I don't know if I agree with, I don't know if I understand the point of that word choice.
Hey! Anyone here? Dr. James? Dr. Morgan? Anybody?
How is
Where are they, for God's sake?
How is there so much constant crumbling noise? You'd think the structure would be pretty secure and not crumbly. Weird. So this is the part where you're watching one of the Alien movies and you see them in the horrible like engineer ship and you're like, you shouldn't be going in there. Why do you keep going in there? And they poked around in here and guess what happened? Bad things happened. They got Giegerified. The same pod statue again with the star drawn on top. Oh yeah. Gonna leave you there for a second while I look around, but that's where that crank goes we found earlier. I'll use it in a moment.
These ivy-like plants are blocking the way.
Yes, they are. We probably don't want to mess with them because they're apparently poisonous. So it's pointing over here, but you can't get through here. I wonder if this thing will clear out the ivy if you point it towards it. This doesn't seem to open. Definitely the same statues repeating. Hearing the weirdest noises, like just to my side over and over again. In a place that doesn't seem like it should be making noises, frankly. Some of them even sound like creaking, like someone's walking in the next room over, but we're in like a stone area. Alright, let's try it. Are you gonna wipe out the ivy for me? You're pointing over there now. Probably not useful. There it goes. Just as expected. Uh-oh. Now there's insects coming out of these things? That's probably not a great sign either. And there's incomprehensible skull shapes everywhere. Don't know if I'd take much of anything around here as a good sign. Uh-oh, droopy egg sacs everywhere. Yeah, let's never go to Antarctica. Agreed? Agreed. It was already a bad idea before the Cthulhu stuff started happening, but now this is pretty bad. The most comforting thing is the fact that people have apparently been this far already because there's lights. But I don't know how comforting that ultimately is. That's... what is that, a skull? A throne? This seems like some kind of door. Uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't think I want to walk into its lap. Oh, there's the reptile head we saw before in the drawings. I would assume these are all some kind of offerings. It had a eye on its hand, as we've indicated before, and other strange details. Not sure if anything's actually behind any of these things. A lot of unnerving sounds. Look at these. So the thrones are everywhere, but the things around the throne seem to vary. This one's got these little versions of them. The other one had big ones. This one's asymmetrical. This one's got the big the big old reptile dudes. Or bird things. I mean, honestly, they're functionally similar. That one had nothing, nothing, nothing. Then the Cthulhu tab, the pod slabs. Vegetation down here. You have to wonder how the vegetation would even get here, considering, like, it must have lived for a long time, since the surface is pretty uninhabitable, right? We're in Antarctica. Everything got really alien and uncomfortable really fast. We have impossible glowing crystals, strange pillars, tons of inhuman statues everywhere. There's a stark difference between light sources we brought here and light sources that are already here. Because our stuff looks so familiar. Which is what's so stark about its surroundings. Uh-oh. Looks like 5 rotational tabs. Each one has a different symbol on it. 5 pieces of stone with different glyphs on them. That's probably used to solve a puzzle somewhere, I suppose? I feel like solving a Lovecraftian puzzle can only do bad things to you, though. Well now, finders keepers. Place is huge. Huge and hazy. I keep looking around waiting for something to move. The stillness gets unnerving, but I'm just hoping that nothing else shows up. Dr. Blake's notes on the initial discoveries. What insane discoveries we've made in a short period of time. Even Professor William Dyer's shocking revelations were not enough to prepare us for this. For seeing is really believing. But those discoveries have also caused an uproar amongst the crew members, whose assumptions indicate that the fate of this expedition will end in ruin. Some serious mental disorders are the prime focus right now. As a temporary solution, we have prohibited this area to the rest of the members, for it seems most of us are not ready to comprehend such a thing. After surveying the flooded halls ahead with our basic diving equipment, it was concluded that we would be better to dive the exploration team into 2 or more to carry out the exploration more effectively. Divide the exploration team into 2 or more. According to the latest plan, we will send out 1 or 2 teams with submarines to see if a route exists for us to continue into the depths of the submerged tunnels, and the rest will explore on land. Dr. Morgan C. Blake. Now we have the team diverging.
If I am not mistaken, this relief depicts that the overgrown floor we came across at the various points in the cavern can be cleared away with an iridescent device, a tool or a talisman. Curiously, we still haven't been able to find the roots of those plants. They seem to seep out of these caverns by passing through crevices which look as if intentionally made for them. What other secrets might these silent halls conceal from us?
Uh-oh. Sounds were coming from over there. I'm not a fan of that. You have a reptile wearing a hood, like clothing, and like a full cloak. These ones seem nude. All standing in attention. That one has the tool. So they have a ranking system of some kind, different specializations within the group. They're bizarre surroundings. What a lovingly crafted environment, by the way. Like the details are ridiculous. Like there's little quips to have about the voice acting and other minor things, but damn, this level, just looking at it, is a trip. Okay, a new form of distortion's happening now. It's like a cutout style with Photoshop filter. You can see the outlines of stuff almost better than you can see the contents of them. Oh.
As we planned, my team will continue exploration through this gateway. Other expedition parties can commence when ready.
There's spikes everywhere. So there was apparently a gateway here and someone went through it. Did I go through it? Is there a division between the crazy people and the specific people were more affected than others? There was a few of them that were documented as being in a state, and I was one of them. And I'm wondering if that means that I was one of the people that went through the gate and that affected me somehow. What if I have an eye on my forehead? I haven't really found a mirror anywhere. That could explain the strange reactions I'm having. If I have like an eye on my forehead this whole time, and maybe even like under this glove I have another one on my hand or something. That'd be a hell of a thing to not know about. Hello. Is that another gateway or something else? That seems like our way across. Let's try over here. I don't like how sounds keep happening in directions, and I can't tell what's making them happen. Huh. I mean, for once I'm happy a pressure plate didn't do something. Do we honestly want to know what they do? It can only be bad. Anything doing anything around here can only be bad.
Looks like something's missing here.
Yeah, could it be the little things I have? So I take it that I need to study something to figure out what order to put these symbols in, because there's 5 symbols around the star. So I need to find a star to refer to, either in the environment or maybe even in my notes.
I need something that can fit.
Let's see here. That's the sketchbook. Oops. I'm getting confused about the controls here. Give me a second. There we go. That star doesn't have symbols. Histories and myths. That's just the brain. Oh, I can only move left and right for some reason. That gives me 5 symbols around a star. They don't quite match up the way you'd want them to, though. I'm really bothered by some of the sounds I'm hearing now. Keep hearing stuff over there, and I'm not psyched about that. Yeah, they're each at the end of a star. That diagram had them, like, between the individual parts instead. So this is one symbol. Does not have like an outer rim of symbols around it. This game needs to calm down with its sound effects. Constantly hear stuff next to me. Oh, that ranks high on the bad ideas list. Is that a coworker again? Oh, that probably goes inside the thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's no biggie, you're just going crazy. Everyone does that. So he's got the hand thing I've got. I think we're calling those Conariums too? He's buried in a cask, so that's super concerning. And now I'm getting visions of him coming back to life to attack me and weird specter monsters. Great. Great. Oh, there are things to check out around here. Okay. Yeah, happy thoughts.